Hello, Algebra 2 students. We are going to do some notes, and I know you don't have your note packets yet, so I'm going to ask that you please do this on some paper, preferably something you could either staple into your note packet or on a spiral notebook if it's something you take with you, because you don't want to lose it. So I'm going to write down, and so pretty much everything I write is what you should be writing. So let's start with our title. So we're going to start on 3.2. So 3.2, day 1. And this is adding and subtracting polynomials. So at any point you need to pause to catch up, feel free to do that. So I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet for you. So we're going to do just a couple examples. So the first example we're going to do is, and that's a parentheses, 6x cubed plus 4x plus x squared minus 7. So that polynomial plus the second polynomial. So something that we'll learn when we get to 3.1 is what a polynomial is, so the definition of a polynomial. And a polynomial is an expression, a mathematical expression, where you have terms, and each individual of these things, I'm going to erase this, but each of these would be terms. And the terms have positive whole number exponents, okay? So that's kind of the main thing. So like a quadratic, what we've already spent a lot of time looking at in chapter 2 is a type of polynomial. Okay, all right, so this is the problem, and I want to add these. Well, it's really easy. All it is combining like terms. And the only reason why there's parentheses is just to show that we're adding the first polynomial to the second polynomial. So I can kind of ignore the parentheses when I go through. All right. So let's see. And I want to make sure I put this in what we call standard form. So my exponents go greatest to least with my constant at the end. So I have these cubes here. So 6x cubed plus 2x cubed is going to be 8x cubed. And then I have 4x, but it's the x squared that would come next. So that's x squared minus 8x squared. So that is going to be negative 7x squared. So 1 minus 8 would be negative 7. Okay, then I have, that's the only x term, so 4x. And then my constants. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. So my final answer is just ax cubed minus 7x squared plus 4x minus 4. Okay, so I am going to give you another one that I want you to try on your own. Okay, so here is where you should try this on your own. And then when you're done, you should get $5x squared minus 4x plus 5 as your answer. Okay, so that's adding. The good news is that subtracting is really similar. The only difference is that we have to make sure that we're subtracting each term from the second set of parentheses. So we're going to start with this. Okay, so make sure you get the problem written down. So feel free to pause if you need to write this down before we start the work. Okay, so like I said, this is just like adding, but what we're doing is we're subtracting each of these terms here on the second set of parentheses. So how we're going to do this is we are going to distribute the negative and just get rid of our parentheses. So then that makes the combining like terms easier. So what I mean by that is I'm going to distribute that negative. So I'm going to make all of the signs of the second set of parentheses the opposite. So I'm going to just copy down the first polynomial just like we have, but without the parentheses. So in order to remove the parentheses of the second one, I have to change the signs. Okay, then we're just combining like terms. So 4a to the fourth, that's the only fourth degree that I have. And then negative 6a cubed minus 5a cubed. That is negative 11a cubed. Negative 3a squared minus 7a squared would be negative 10a squared. And then 1a minus 2a is minus 1a. And then my constants, 1 plus 2 would be a plus 3. That is our answer for this one. Okay, let's do another one together. So again, this is subtraction. Okay, so then our first step will be to distribute the negative. So copy down your first polynomial. This has two variables, x and y. So our like terms are going to be the items that have the same variable with the exact same exponent too. So we just got to be careful when we're combining like terms. So I'm distributing the negative, so that's a minus 2x squared y squared minus 3xy squared, and a plus 2x. Okay, so 3x squared y squared has a like term of negative 2x squared y squared because the x squared, y squared. And then again, it's only the coefficients, the numbers in front, that I'm combining, and the variable part stays the same. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1x squared y squared. And then 2xy squared. Okay, here's an xy squared. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Keep the variable part the same. Okay, and then I have 6x squared. Well, that's a 2x, not an x squared. So 6x squared. And then I can put the plus 2x. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you one to do on your own, and that'll be it. Okay, actually, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to give you one more. Just two to do here at the end. I'd like to do another one with two variables. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put the answers down, but you should be practicing these on your own. So on 5, we should have gotten 2x cubed minus 2x squared plus 22. And then on number 6, we should have gotten 4 no. Sorry, I just realized that was wrong. So negative a squared b squared plus 12. No. So those were not like terms. So this should be 3ab squared and then plus 9a squared b, then minus okay, I apologize. I need to actually, I was not reading my like terms very correctly, so we do have to be careful about that. So I should have 4a squared b and then negative 4a b squared. Okay. All right, so just finish up those questions. This is it. This is all you have for your lesson. Make sure you submit at the end of this ed puzzle to confirm that you did it. It's your attendance and your assignment. You will get points for this. Email me if you guys have any questions.